The people of this region have made it abundantly clear that they do not want their region covered in these industrial gas fields. But they are having another crack at us, despite the fact that people have overwhelmingly stated their opposition.
Bentley is the front line for the entire Northern Rivers and to a large extent to the state of New South Wales. If Metgasco can get their foot in the door here, it will be the beginning of a production process in which they'll attempt to establish gas fields on the scale that we've seen in Queensland over time. We need to stop them at this stage.
When we do stand up and we're willing to break a law, to make a law, that something greater is at play here, to say actually we're standing up as protectors, not protesters, because we care, and that the true criminals are not us, the activists, but over there.
Our backyard is not just Bentley, it's the whole of Northern Rivers area, which is primary production area. We've got beef cattle, we've got dairies, we've got macadamias, we've got avocados.
I think in the gas field issue in this region, people really have to understand that we're not talking about one exploration well or even one production well. We're talking about thousands and thousands of wells, a complete transformation of the entire landscape.
Even after these people are caught red-handed, that's been proven that this is a dangerous industry, and they're still going ahead. And yeah, as a mother, I just can't stand by and watch that happen.
I've seen the devastation in Tara, I've seen people get sick just from being there for a day. I know that if they do get in here at some stage, we are going to have to leave. So I've already got evidence that my property value has gone down.
We've tried everything. We've got letter writers and people putting pressure on policymakers, and of course the Knitting Nanas putting pressure on Thomas George every week.
The reason why ordinary people are being asked to do extraordinary things in this campaign is because of a very simple reason. We're faced with a fundamental failure of democracy in this state and in this nation. Really, the mining companies over many, many decades have moved into positions of influence over all of our major political parties and as a result over our parliaments. And so we're seeing a situation where 87% of people can oppose a gas field invasion in their region and yet be ignored by the politicians. And in those situations, there's no choice but to go back to the fundamental pillars of democracy, which is, ongoing direct action and civil disobedience to really reclaim that part of your democracy that's been lost in that sort of corporate corruption of the political process.
We've been accused of being part of a lunatic fringe, but I'm not really a lunatic fringe, and none of us are.
A lot of people are minimising their work commitments and asking for time off work and making time that they can commit to being out here. Because it's the last thing that's left to us at this point, is putting our bodies between the land that we love and this industrial invasion. Happens to be a grandmother and a dedicated gardener who've got plenty of other things to be doing.
I know that this is going to pollute the water of Lismore. 45,000 people are going to have their water polluted. Even one drilling is actually compromising the water.
These water supplies, these groundwater supplies, must be protected at all costs. And we know coal seam gas pollutes water. We have to protect our population's water first.
Don't wait until they come to your valley, don't wait until they come to your road. This is the front line, this is where their beachhead is, and if you stop them here, they won't ever get to your valley. That's why it's important to get here now. Whether you're from Byron, the Tweed, the Clarence, it's important to get here now.
The only blockades that I regret are the ones that I didn't go to. The idea of a gas field that affects everything on every layer is just so appalling. We're going to have masses of people coming to this blockade.
Even though the thin edge of the wedge is coming and it's all about to kick off, it gets more joyous as more people come. Yeah, it's a really sharing experience.
There's always a safe place to stand, there's always a safe place to be. The police will give you heaps of warning about what you need to do and where you need to be, and then you just follow those directions.
So if people can get involved in this one, which is going to be the making or breaking of this area, they'll never regret it. I feel that very strongly.
We're not going to stand for it. We will hold the standards high and we will actually stop them. And this is what it's all about.
When it's asked of you, what did you do to stop gas fields in the Northern Rivers, what will you say?
When the call goes out, will you show up?
Will you show up?
Will you show up? We need you.
Will you show up?